Welcome, welcome, welcome to another episode of Valdestat's Voice, and I'm your host, Valdestat. And today's topic is something that just actually happened to me today. GrubHub. Or any app for that matter. You know how when you're basically just doing deliveries, the most mundane and normal tasks are just kind of like second nature, okay? You know how when you get a ping, you look at it, and on certain apps you have to figure out if it's worth doing or not, like GrubHub and Doordash. And others like UberEats and Postmates may have to kind of be a guessing game, a gamble. Well, in this case, this happened to me on GrubHub today, just about 30 minutes ago. I got a $23 order, and it was going, after calculating the miles on, GPS and all that, it was going to go 22 round-trip miles, total miles from, and I was right by the restaurant anyway, because I had another delivery that actually dropped off near the restaurant in question. So, literally 11 miles there, 11 miles back. And I'm thinking, okay, cool. It's $1 per mile, round trip. Maybe I'll get another order, on the way back. Who knows, right? So I take it, get to the restaurant, pick it up after waiting about 5 minutes, and then I hit on my GrubHub app, leaving, let the customer know I was on my way, and, I basically hit the arrow button. It lets me choose which app I want. I chose Google Maps, and it told me to go 11 miles. I'm thinking, okay, cool. Simple enough, right, guys? Something we always do repetitively day in and day out. However, in this case, that was the wrong thing to do. And here's why. The address, I didn't really notice the actual address. It actually only listed the city and state, not the actual resident's address, the customer's address, house, apartment address, whatever you want to call it, right? And I didn't realize that until I actually got to where I needed to be. And it was literally an empty field with some houses scattered around, but nothing that literally showed the actual address of where the customer was. So I looked further and I noticed something. The customer put the city and state in the address line 1, where the address should have gone, and put the actual address in address line 2, where the city and state should have gone. I contacted GrubHub driver care, and they said, oh yeah, they did do that. And she could tell I was pretty perturbed because I drove, after figuring it out, after all was said and done, 7.5 extra miles going one direction and 7.5 miles coming back, because it was an 11-mile trip and downtown was literally 3.5 to actually get to the customer's place. So I literally wasted 15 miles along with probably 15 minutes, because it was freeway miles mostly, right? Plus 5 more figuring out what the heck's going on and calling driver care and trying to find the place, right? But had I actually taken the time to look closely at the address before actually just taking the GPS's word for it, I would have actually gained money, because the further away the customer's address is from the restaurant, the more pay you get for time and mileage. Remember, guys, now granted, I know it's 23 cents a mile for GrubHub nowadays, and I think 48 cents a minute or something like that. I don't know, but I got paid decent money. But had I just looked at the address, I would have made that money plus the dollar mileage adjustment, and I wouldn't have had to drive 15 extra miles and waste 15 extra minutes. So, to top it off, after figuring out and actually getting to the correct customer's address, he, after me showing him the app, because he swore that he put everything down right, and I think he was from out of country. I think he was from Britain, England, I should say, or something around there in those parts, because he had a British accent. So maybe in their area region, address line 1 is city, state, province, whatever you want to call it, and address line 2 is residence address. So he may not have done anything wrong, because I really don't know. I'm just guessing here. So pretty much he tossed a $5 cash tip for my troubles, because I showed him the app. This is where it wanted me to go, but this is where you actually are. I actually showed him that it was not my fault. It was the GPS. So anyway, the point is, check the address first. Don't make my mistake and drive needlessly, miles and time-wise. And half the time you may actually benefit by having this wrong, because, maybe shorter distances and shorter time, and you'll get the benefit out of it. So keep that in mind, folks. I just don't want this to happen to you guys. Leave me a comment below if you did have anything like this happen to you, because, it's good to share with the community your experiences so that it can help others as well. So this is Valdestot signing off. Make your money. Hopefully it is good where you're at, and I'll talk to you later.